Working with this is the window switch for a Rover 820, 827 Sterling. I believe they're all pretty much the same, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be sorting out the dry solder joints. So join me in a few minutes when I've taken these ones off. This one is missing. Hang on a second, I'll try and show you. One's missing there, so give me a couple of seconds. Just take them off with a screwdriver. Just be very gentle when you're taking them off, and I'll focus it up. I'll show you from there. I'll basically strip down and show you the next step. We've removed these wee clips here. Focus. Once we remove these wee clips, there's on the other side of that, I've just got my soldering iron resting there, heating up. Mind not put your hands too close to it. We remove these things. They're not too hard to remove. Just put something in behind them. This is a one I have anyway that has some dry solder joints in it. So you just pull that off. And slip that underneath it. Try not to prise out too hard, and then you just pop off. Right, then the whole unit should, once you put the screwdriver in the side here, release the clips at the side. That's okay. There's just wee clips around the side. We just prise it out like that. So gentle tug. See? That reveals pins. Also reveals the solder. Like that one up there's a bit bad. There's a few down here, don't look so great. I will go and get some electrical contact cleaner, and we'll give that a wee clean up so that it's a bit cleaner than it actually is. So bear with me. I'm back and I've got some electrical cleaner, and I went and got a wee wire brush. It's actually a wee, it's not wire, it's like brass, copper or some other. It's quite soft anyway, you know? So just to give that a rub down. We should be able to push now from the other side, pushing the board out, and if not, you can get the screwdriver in at the back there and just edge it out slowly. There is wee clips inside that has to go past. I've already done this to one unit with success. See, there's just a wee clip just in there, see? I don't know if I'm catching it. you see it there? I don't encourage anybody to smoke, it's a filthy habit. Right, now we've got the board removed from the casing completely. I'll probably give that a clean up. You can see, once my camera decides to focus, you can see down the bottom there, that's 6 pins. They're not looking the best. So we'll clean all that up with the contact cleaner. Clean them all up. What tends to happen here is the joints tend to dry out and the signal isn't as good, so you have intermittent windows. And that tends to be a lot of the fault. I mean, obviously they've seen this in the fuse box, and if you look back through my video you will see that I've done the same to my fuse box. So bear with me a second. I'm gonna clean this up with a wire brush. I need both hands for that, so if you bear with me a couple of seconds, for you, and I'll be right back. Right, you can see the pins are cleaned up there, the electrical cleaner. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to gently blob some solder over, in fact, over these pins here. This 6 down here. That one there probably. That one there doesn't look too bad, but we'll do the worst ones, I think, on it. This tend to be these two. This is what I found myself. These two here, these two, and sometimes even this one here. By no means am I an expert at this. I am a car mechanic, but by no means am I an expert at this. This is through trial and error of working on my own one, which was completely and utterly knackered, I might add. And this one has pretty much the same problem. So I'm gonna carefully try and stitch a bit of solder on to these ones in the hope that I can cure Okay, so that one didn't go exactly as we wanted it, but It's got some solder on it. And there is still a line down that, see? I put perhaps a wee bit too much on that one, but I cleaned it off, so it's not too bad as long as it's not completely joining it. As I say, by no means am I an expert. It's just a video showing you how I fix mine. I mean, you might be a far better solderer than I am. And if it's not working, this is the way to get it to work. And there's far better soldering irons on the market than the one I'm using. This is just a cheapo Halford's job. But why knock it if it works? Right, I think we're about done on this side. And you can see that's all been soldered up. There's 6 at the bottom there, all been soldered up. We can move now to the other side, and I'll show you how to relieve these buttons. And behind these buttons you'll see wee places that might need soldering as well. I mean, I don't know, I haven't looked at this board, so I don't know whether they'll need soldering or not. Like I say, I haven't looked behind this one, so I can certainly see a lot of dirt. So if you give me a few minutes. Right, then I'm going to now show you how to remove that buttons. Okay, you have to be very careful when you're removing these buttons, not to break the. You just want to lever them out. I'll start with this one. The watch does go flying across the floor. You just want to relieve the pressure from the clips. I'm going to try to keep my finger on top of it. Right, you get the idea. I'll come back once I've got them. So now, after removing these, this one's that one, that's the back one. I'll just keep them aside so I know which ones goes but where. That's that one, and that is the back one, and it just slots in there, and I'll clean them up before I put them back on. So this just gives me a chance to see in here and what parts of solder are bad. There's a couple of wee bits up there that look a wee bit bad. Out of focus, there we go. A couple of wee bits there, and the rest of it doesn't look too bad. I mean, it was quite dirty. There's one there, but one there, but to be fair, it's not that bad. So what I'm going to do now is, I'm going to put a couple of blobs of solder on it, but you can watch me do it. I have cleaned this with the electrical contact cleaner. I said that one. And my soldering iron is not great. Apologise about the phone call. I'm sure you'll have far better soldering iron than me. As I say, this is just a cheapo. There we go. Now if you're really pernickety, you could go all the way up the board and you could solder every single one of them, but I haven't got the equipment here to do that, and that ain't really what normally causes the problems are that two, that one's, and normally two even here. But after being cleaned, like I say, this one wasn't that bad on this side, so it was mainly the other side which has been done. And as I say, I just pop these back in. You might see they've still got legs on them. And we just pop them back in the rolls. You see? It ain't gonna fall out anyway. So I'll do the next lot. And sometimes it's just a good cleaning you need anyway. It's not really that there's anything wrong with the solder joints. You can see that's been pushed back down. It's all been pushed back down, you see. Sometimes, as I say, it's not really the solder joints. It's just loads of grease, finger grease. They don't fall out anyway, look. If you're quite nimble with a soldering iron, they won't fall back out of there. But if you do wish to super glue them in, I mean, I have heard of boys doing it, so I don't see any reason why you wouldn't, you know. I mean, I just don't bother, you know, because for my need, in case I have to take it apart again, I've never bothered to resolder it. Now, some people might disagree with what I've done, but you can let me know that in the comments, and I'll either tell you to something and off. But, you know, I'm talking about getting it working. Whereas, they don't make these units anymore. Everybody that owns a Rover will know that. Especially the 800s. They don't make this kind of equipment anymore. So, when you're at a catch-22 and it's not working at all, you have to think of something to get it working. And I've had success with taking all this apart and resoldering stuff, you know. Like I say, maybe my soldering's not the best in the world, but I have had success with this, you know, with taking them apart and resoldering them and putting them back together. And I first read about it on, I don't know if it was the 800 Club. It might have been the club actually, I can't remember. So you've got the wee roller, right? So your wee roller goes in there, and you just get it in line with the hole. Now these are a little bit fiddly to put back in, but they do go back in. And look, it's not falling out on the ground. Hear the noise. There's a wee spring in it. Was a wee bit of a bugger. Why didn't you tell me I was putting it in the wrong way? Maybe somebody is shouting at the screen, Ollie, you're putting that in the wrong way. It's the wrong way around. There you go. Right. Pop that back in there. Are we right, guys? Folks? Pop that back in. Push it down past the clips. Yeah. I've got friends that are electricians, electronics, and that's what they do. They're probably shouting at me going, no, I don't do it like that. But needs must when the devil drives. So we've now got that all the way back in there. In my opinion, it looks great. Yeah, looks great. Looks a bit as good as something does that's 20 odd year old. Taking care to make sure that all the pins are going back in. Just push that back in and click that back down. It should all clip back in nicely. Put the buttons back on. And there you go. Okay, so putting these things back on. And just push that back on there. And I think that one was on that side. Just push that back on there like that. Okay. As I say, there was only two on this one ever, because someone's probably been in it before I received it. So there you go. That's how you solder up Rover switch pack, well, Rover 800 switch pack. Maybe the same for other models, I'm not sure, but I know that in my case that's what worked for me, and I hope that it helps somebody else out. Thanks for watching. Remember to leave me a like. Oh, before I go, there'll probably be another video up there about Rovers. Might be a video up there about beers. So if you're interested in that, click on it. If not, we'll see you on the next one.